Well, they're very music savvy. You know, they know a lot about music. Ethan is a bit of a musician himself, and they're really steeped in all of this kind of music to the point that, you know, they know what all the influences are, they know what sounds right.
We're always looking for an excuse in some kind of way to work with T-Bone. I mean, it's because it's always so interesting and so much fun. I mean, on this one, he did really what he does on most of the things that we've worked with him on. It was sort of collaborating with him on what the actual repertoire, what the songs were going to be, but also then he comes in and he's really producing all of the music that gets performed in the movie.
Parts of Arkansas, all around Cape Girardeau.
If any other director had come to me and said, we want to do a film about a folk singer and we want to do 3-4 minute whole songs and we want to do it live without any click tracks, we just want to shoot it like a documentary, I would have said, don't do it, you're out of your minds. You know? But with them, you just say, let's go, that sounds fantastic. Because you know they can pull it off.
There I made my stand. Went up on the mountain, there I made my stand. If I had wings.
These are just great songs. You know, they're songs, you know, even if a protest song from 100 years ago is still appropriate today. That music is just great music, and you know, T-Bone, once again, just like on Oh Brother, has found some of these forgotten songs and is going to turn a whole new audience onto these great songs that have probably always been relevant. Hopefully they'll find them and listen to them, and they'll be meaningful.
Since I was 12, I've been playing guitar, and when I started prepping for this movie, I really immersed myself in this kind of thing, this Travis picking and this particular style. Listening to a lot of Lead Belly, Reverend Gary Davis, and all these guys.
Okay.
In this movie, there were pre-record sessions that went on for a couple of weeks before we started shooting, which they used for both rehearsal time. A lot of the arrangements were done then. But generally, I think everybody wanted to have the performances be live, and they wanted as much spontaneity as you can have and still be able to, you know, cut the movie afterwards.
What I would say about Oscar is he's just flat good. It's a rare person that can both be an actor and a musician. There are very few people, if you think about it, how many have there been?
So Oscar's performances are really live musical performances, the same as they would be if he were really in the club. And what you can't see as an audience is it's a brilliant live performance that he has to then do 20 times from different angles perfectly all day long, and does. That was the amazing thing about it.
This music, this folk music, continues to be reinvented. And this is about a period of time when folk music was just getting ready to be reinvented by a musical avatar. And there's no shot in any Coen Brothers movie I've ever seen that doesn't have history in it. That there's not a reason for that shot, and oftentimes a reason that you can relate to. You know what they're talking about. You know why they're there.
When I go back Baltimore, need no carpet on my floor. Come along and follow me. We'll go down to Galilee.
New York's always interesting to shoot in. It's loud and there's a lot of people. So one of the things that has to happen there is you have to try to go to places in advance and find out what you can do to control things. I usually try to record everything on one track, and I usually try to record everything on one boom microphone because that still is what sounds best. The number one thing as part of my preparation for every movie, particularly with Joel and Ethan, is getting Randy Johnson on the crew, because the work that he does has a huge influence on the way the movie sounds. And it has a big effect on Joel and Ethan in terms of the way the set operates, keeping everybody comfortable, making a happy environment for everybody, and he is the best at that.
Sometimes the sounds of those locations or those environments are not what you would expect them to be, but I always say this, you know, they're brilliant at times when there's not music or score in any of their films, how sometimes with sound and environment changes, they create that works as score almost, hitting cuts and how it orchestrates the scene when there's not music.
I don't want it, don't send me off into outer space. I sweat when they put me
Yeah,
in
but we
the
want to go to
pressure
the
seat.
studio, the Papa Please into the verse.
Really?
Yeah.
We shot in Lenny Kravitz's studio in the Edison Hotel for the Columbia Records interior for Please Mr. Kennedy. And that was just a fun place to be, this old recording studio. And because the song itself was fun, and because the unusual technical challenge with the tube microphones and with, many instruments and vocals.
You wanted to kind of make it sound like what a pop song from that era, would have sounded like. And so to me, it kind of has a blend of this kind of put together song, but yet, by musicians who can really play.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. 1 second, please.
Please, Mr. Kennedy,
Uh-oh.
I don't wanna go.
don't shoot me in the outer space.
Please, Mr. Kennedy,
Uh-oh.
I don't wanna go.
Don't shoot me in the outer space.
I sweat when they stuff me in the pressure suits, bubble helmet, dashboard, and boots. Nowhere up there
Outer
in gravity zero.
space.
I need to breathe,
Outer
don't need to be a hero.
space.
And are you reading me loud and clear? Oh, please, Mr. Kennedy.
This film is very much like a folk song in that it starts out and you hear about an incident. So the first incident is the first verse. Then the second verse is a whole new story. It takes you through these verses to get to the end and you get back to where you were in the beginning. But you know a lot more than you did when you saw it the first time. Right? And that's what always happens in these folk songs. It's this crucial American story about the thing I care most about in our culture, music.
Fairly well. Taking off, Pop. Shipping out. Here's this. You used to like this. Fairly well. That's what I got.